Where the hell is Nike? Where are you, Nike? What is going on?
Caitlin Clark is a superstar globally.
Why is Nike so subdued on posting anything or promoting much around like these big moments around Caitlin Clark?
Nike seems to be continuing to fumble the bag when it comes to Caitlin.
Nike, you guys don't dictate to us who the face of the league is. The consumer does that. The viewer does that. And the viewers and the consumers are telling you that Caitlin Clark is the face of this league.
Caitlin Clark just shattered records, sold out arenas, and pulled in LeBron-level TV ratings, so why is Nike dead silent? No post, no promo, no celebration. Meanwhile, A'ja Wilson gets flashy commercials, signature shoes, and a full-blown campaign.
She's my role model. I really look up to her.
Why do you like Caitlin?
And she's so good at basketball.
Fans are asking the uncomfortable question, is Nike playing favorites based on race? Clark's boyfriend just called Nike out. Her fans are furious. And now whispers are turning into headlines. Is Caitlin Clark done with Nike for good? Today, we expose everything: the disrespect, the numbers, the backlash, and why Caitlin might be walking away from the swoosh forever.
Caitlin Clark is on their roster so that she's not competing against them. And a lot of people are saying, oh, this is why Nike are failing. And I don't think it's necessarily a Caitlin Clark versus A'ja Wilson thing. But it does seem like it's very clear Nike have decided that they can only promote one person at a time, and that A'ja Wilson...
This isn't just a brand blunder, it's personal. And the fans, they've had enough. Let's get straight to the facts. Caitlin Clark is not just another rookie. She's a generational talent, a global sensation, a walking highlight reel. But Nike, they're treating her like she's invisible.
Nike is a big company. Why is it that you can't endorse Caitlin Clark and A'ja Wilson at the same damn time? See, I know why y'all don't want to, because it will be ridiculous and embarrassing.
Caitlin doesn't have a signature shoe. Her Nike merch is so limited, fans can't even find it. Meanwhile, her games are pulling over 1 million viewers, higher than most NBA preseason matchups. And while Caitlin's name is lighting up the sports world, Nike is going all in on A'ja Wilson. Flashy ads, bold merch, exclusive shoe releases.
She hits her signature logo 3 from 36 feet. Yes, I said it, 36 feet. She was actually behind her signature logo that was on the court. Her jersey is in the rafters at that arena, and they also have a spot on the floor where she broke the NCAA scoring record. It's a 22 on the court, and that was one of her signature logo 3s.
They only released 3,000 pairs of A'ja's signature kicks to create hype and spun it as a massive success. It gets worse. In a recent Nike commercial featuring 10 top players, they mentioned 9 and completely skipped Caitlin Clark. Fans noticed. Outrage exploded. Nike had to re-edit the ad and awkwardly patch in her name with a monotone voiceover. Embarrassing. She broke the NCAA scoring record, sold out Iowa's arena, hit a 36-foot logo 3.
There was the commercial that they showed, and they had somebody calling out, hyping up all the players, and there's like 10 players on the t-shirt, and they talked about 9 of them in the commercial and just ignored Caitlin Clark.
Gatorade celebrated her. ESPN celebrated her. And Nike? Nothing. No post, no campaign, no respect. This isn't just a missed marketing opportunity. It's a message, and fans think they've read it loud and clear. The silence from Nike didn't go unnoticed. In fact, it set off a wildfire online, and fans aren't holding back. One viral post summed up the outrage perfectly. Nike, are you even awake? Do you realize Caitlin Clark is transforming the sport in real time, and you're giving her less attention than a warm-up jacket?
Nike seems to be continuing to fumble the bag when it comes to Caitlin. She still doesn't have a signature shoe. The merch is very limited that they put out for Caitlin Clark, and a lot of fans are wondering why. People want to buy Caitlin Clark things, and they especially want to buy Caitlin Clark Nike things.
And this isn't just noise from the internet. Connor McCaffrey, Clark's boyfriend, made a bold move. He didn't stay quiet. He retweeted a post that directly accused Nike of ignoring Caitlin's impact. That's not just a fan venting. That's someone inside her circle speaking volumes without saying a word. Even casual fans are now seeing a pattern.
Nike is tripping. The way they disrespect Caitlin Clark is a humble person, bro. She's very likable and she's very humble.
Nike pushes Aja Wilson front and center, while Caitlin, despite breaking viewership records, selling out arenas, and being the reason the WNBA is trending again, gets almost nothing. Gatorade posted a heartfelt welcome home tribute. Nike, crickets. And let's not forget that awkward commercial where Nike featured 10 players, but left out Clark's name entirely.
Now, one of her lead sponsors that was noticeably quiet yesterday was Nike. And a lot of people were tweeting about this. They were wondering, why isn't Nike and Nike basketball, why are none of their accounts saying anything about this?
Fans were so outraged, Nike had to re-edit the video and dub her in like a last-minute edit. It was cold, it was robotic, and it was too late.
Caitlin Clark is just different from everyone else.
It's crazy how one player can implement a change so massive, and that is Caitlin Clark.
The Indiana Fever are where they are because of Caitlin Clark. The WNBA is where it is because of Caitlin Clark. The Iowa situation is what it is because of Caitlin Clark.
This isn't about race baiting. This isn't about dragging one player down to lift another. Fans have made it clear this is about fairness, marketing, and recognizing greatness when it's right in front of you. And here's the kicker, they're not just speaking, they're walking. Many fans are now boycotting Nike products. Others are calling for Clark to break her contract and sign with a brand that actually respects her. The message couldn't be louder. If Nike won't back Caitlin, we won't back Nike.
Nike seems to be continuing to fumble the bag when it comes to Caitlin. She still doesn't have a signature shoe. The merch is very limited that they put out for Caitlin Clark, and a lot of fans are wondering why. People want to buy Caitlin Clark things, and they especially want to buy Caitlin Clark Nike things.
Nike's silence didn't just fall flat. It hit like a slap in the face, not just to Caitlin Clark, but to every fan who's watched her reshape women's basketball in real time. The moment Nike chose to stay quiet during some of Clark's biggest milestones, the internet erupted. It wasn't just disappointment, it was outrage. Social media exploded. Fans flooded X, formerly Twitter, Reddit, and Instagram with one question: why is Nike ignoring Caitlin Clark? Theories began to spread. Some blamed outdated marketing tactics.
Is it so hard to just put out a social media post promoting your star player? Globally, one of the faces of not only women's basketball, but of basketball as a whole.
Others went deeper, suggesting Nike was choosing sides, intentionally pushing Aja Wilson into the spotlight while deliberately sidelining Clark. And the one word many fans didn't want to say but started whispering began to trend: racism. And then something happened that took the outrage to a whole new level. Caitlin Clark's own boyfriend, Connor McCaffrey, stepped in. He didn't make a statement. He didn't go on a podcast. He did something louder and smarter. He retweeted a viral post calling Nike out directly. The post read, "Hey Nike, do you even have internet? Are you paying attention to what Caitlin Clark is doing right now?" A simple retweet, but coming from someone inside Clark's personal life? That was massive. Fans didn't miss the message. Even Clark's camp had enough.
She was just at the Met Gala. There were so many WNBA players at the Met Gala. Like, how many times have WNBA players even attended the Met Gala? I mean, Angel Reese was there, Sabrina Ionescu was there, Brianna Stewart was there.
That some of her sponsors would want to show her support on social media, do any sort of marketing to uplift her and uplift their brand. And one who did do that was Gatorade. They tweeted a photo of her and they said, "Real home court advantage. Welcome back to Iowa, Caitlin Clark."
What made it worse was the contrast. While Nike stayed silent on Caitlin's record-breaking performances, Gatorade, her other sponsor, was quick to respond. When Clark returned to Iowa and nailed a 36-foot logo, 3 in front of nearly 15,000 screaming fans, Gatorade celebrated her on social media, calling it a real home court advantage. Nike, not even a mention.
The Fever Brazil game was quite a spectacle. Caitlin Clark launching her 36-foot bomb from her logo. So ESPN posted this today. LeBron and Clark. The Brazil Fever game came in at 1.3 million.
The tipping point came with a Nike commercial that featured 10 of their WNBA athletes. In the video, a narrator hypes up each star one by one. Except they skipped Caitlin Clark. Her name wasn't said. her moment didn't come. Viewers were stunned. It was glaring, blatant, almost impossible to believe. The backlash was immediate and brutal. Fans demanded answers. Nike scrambled to fix the ad, later re-editing it and awkwardly inserting Clark's name in a flat, lifeless voiceover. It wasn't a tribute, it was damage control, and it only made things worse.
WNBA fans point out Caitlin Clark's supposed lack of attention from Nike. Ain't no supposed to it. A lot of people noticed exactly what I did. How in the world, as it sets at 12:08 p.m. Central Time, has Nike, and at Nike Basketball, have they not posted a fudging thing, I almost just F-U-C-K'd it right here, thing about anything that happened during that game yesterday?
People aren't stupid. They see what's happening. They see one athlete, Clark, shattering records, driving millions of dollars in revenue, drawing more attention than the entire league has seen in years. And they see a brand refusing to stand behind her. It's not just a PR mistake, it's a message. And the fans are reading it loud and clear.
Actually sold out within the hour when it was announced, and people were lining up for over 3 hours before the game just to get into this arena. So to say that this game was highly anticipated and was hyped up would be an understatement. Their jerseys after the game, they were taking photos with her and the rest of the Indiana Fever, making TikToks on the floor, shooting from her signature logo spot.
This isn't about dragging A'ja Wilson down. Most fans agree A'ja's a champion, an MVP, and deserves her flowers. But why can't both athletes be celebrated at the same time? Why does it feel like Nike can only push one woman forward and has chosen to leave the other behind? Now fans are going beyond tweets. They're talking boycotts. They're urging Clark to leave Nike. Some are even canceling orders, ripping up shirts, and calling on other brands to step in. Because this goes beyond basketball. It's about fairness, recognition, and respect.
And for Nike to be trying to push her and put Caitlin Clark to the side is disrespectful, bruh. Caitlin Clark is a superstar globally. A'ja Wilson is a star. She's a star in the league, but she's not a superstar. A superstar is known globally.
And right now, Nike is failing on all three. Nike's refusal to fully back Caitlin Clark isn't just bad optics, it's a catastrophic business mistake in the making. Because while they sit back and push their carefully crafted campaign around A'ja Wilson, the rest of the world has already chosen their star.
A'ja Wilson should get all her credit, bruh. She should get her just due. Championship in high school, I believe. Championships in college. Championship in the pros. Defensive player of the year. Rookie of the year. MVPs. That woman should get all her credit.
Caitlin Clark isn't just a trending athlete, she's the face of a movement. And Nike is blowing it. Let's talk about numbers, because they don't lie. Caitlin Clark's preseason WNBA game against Brazil, it drew 1.34 million viewers. A preseason game. That's more than nearly every NBA preseason game in the last 14 years, except the ones featuring LeBron James. Just let that sink in. She's pulling LeBron numbers in women's basketball. And it doesn't stop there. When Clark returned to Iowa, tickets sold out in under an hour.
It was a Wilson's on top. Can't take her spot.
That commercial right there, straight fire. That commercial right there, that's an A'ja Wilson commercial. Y'all trying to pander to the black community.
Fans lined up 3 hours early to watch her shoot from her iconic logo spot on the court. The average resale ticket, $650. One exhibition game brought in nearly $10 million in revenue. For comparison, that's regular season NBA money from one player. Yet Nike stayed silent. This isn't just a missed chance. It's the exact same arrogance that cost them Steph Curry years ago. Back then, Curry walked into a Nike pitch meeting ready to be their next superstar. What did Nike do? They repeatedly mispronounced his name, calling him Stephon, and even used Kevin Durant's name in his presentation slides. Curry walked, signed with Under Armour. Fast forward a few years and he's built a billion-dollar brand of his own, all while Nike watches from the sidelines. Now it's happening again.
This is the cue more than 2 hours before the game. not even, if not, probably 4 figures amount of people are waiting outside already 2 hours before for everything to open up.
There were
$150.
14,998 people in attendance for this game, and the average reported ticket price was $650. Now, if you do the math here and you do 15,000 people times $650, that is almost $9.75 million just for a WNBA preseason game.
Caitlin Clark is pulling in millions, not just in ticket sales, but in merchandise potential. Fans are begging Nike for more Caitlin Clark gear, but they're barely producing anything. She's signed to an 8-year, $28 million deal, which on the surface sounds massive. But break that down, that's just $3.5 million a year. For someone generating tens of millions in media value and ticket revenue, that's a bargain for Nike and a slap in the face to Clark.
Caitlin Clark breaking the record at $440 per average ticket to get into this game. That record was rebroken and increased to $670 per ticket. Couldn't help myself. Haters, read it and weep.
This is just a really high quality team, I think, and I look forward to seeing the rest, as it looks like they just scored their 100th point of the game against Brazil. I do not believe the Chicago Sky did as well against Brazil as Indiana is right now.
It was an unbelievable game to watch on television. It looked great. The crowd was into it. It was fired up. Social media was fired up during the game.
And here's where things get even riskier for Nike. Legal teams are watching. There are whispers that Clark's camp is already reviewing her contract, looking for exit clauses, loopholes, buyouts. Why? Because when a brand devalues their own athlete and the world sees it, that's not just frustrating. That's grounds to walk. Other companies are already circling. Under Armour, Adidas, Puma, they would love to pick up where Nike failed, just like they did with Curry.
This is where everything went wrong. Nike and Steph had a meeting to discuss the deal, and in the meeting, one of the representatives of Nike kept calling Steph Stephon. It doesn't stop there. They were presenting him a PowerPoint presentation, and they left Kevin Durant's name on the PowerPoint and didn't even change it. They gave him the same one as KD. After that, Steph immediately declined and went with Under Armour. Last year, he signed a 10-year, $1 billion contract with his own brand called Curry Brand underneath Under Armour. Do have to say, though, a Nike Steph Curry basketball shoe probably would have went crazy.
And if Clark makes that move, the fans will follow. In fact, they're already saying it. Wherever Caitlin goes, we go. Nike thought they could control the narrative, that they could crown their own star and bury another. But here's the truth. Fans don't follow brands. They follow greatness. And Caitlin Clark is greatness. The longer Nike drags its feet, the worse this gets. Because Clark isn't waiting in the shadows. She's standing in the spotlight, and that spotlight's getting hotter by the day.
I was Caitlin Clark, I would call my agent and I would have them get in touch with some lawyers, and I will be trying to get out of that Nike deal as fast as I can because they've been disrespectful.
Nike had the chance to lead. Instead, they chose silence. While Caitlin Clark rewrites history and lifts an entire league on her back, Nike keeps pretending she's just another name on a roster.
Caitlin Clark has the charisma. She has the personality, and she has the star power, and she has the statistics and the actual on-court talent to back everything up.
But fans see the truth, and they're not staying quiet. This isn't just a marketing fail. It's a disrespect the world is watching in real time. And if Caitlin Clark walks away, Nike won't just lose an athlete, they'll lose the future of women's basketball.
This is what the drawing power of a real star looks like.
Caitlin Clark's presence on the court is undeniable.
It's because her games are an actual event.
She's my role model. I really look up to her.
So now the question is yours. Should Caitlin Clark leave Nike? Should she take her global stardom to a brand that actually backs her? Let me know in the comments. Drop 100 if you stand with Caitlin. Like this video, hit subscribe, and stay tuned, because this story isn't over. Nike, the ball's in your court. Be